All right, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the show. We talk about the landlord today. Shout out to the brother who left the message or left the comment. Appreciate that. Uh, the landlord, the landlord slash the time lord. All right, the landlord rents out. This is about to sound crazy. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right. You see, I got the corp, right? The corpse corporation, corporate corpse, a corporation of corpse. You get your corpse from the corporation. The corpse is the physical human body. The physical human body is rented out by the corporation. The rentee is your soul. All right. Now, your soul, because there's always this talk about free will. Do we have free will or do we don't? Is free will in the Bible or is it not? We've been this big debate going on about free will. The corpse does not have free will. The corpse, it was already written. But the soul does have free will. So, and what the landlord is trying to do is get you to identify with the body instead of the soul. That's why they made the soul wicked. And then we got the movie to back it up. Which one you want? You want the either way she green. You know what I'm saying? You want the newer version or you want the old version, right? The Wicked Witch, she's green, right? Osiris, the god of the underworld for the Egyptians, he's green. Mary put her foot on the snake, the serpent. The serpent was in the story about Adam and Eve, not Jesus, but for some reason, an artist decided to pick Mary with her foot on the serpent. The serpent is green. All right. The serpent was represented by the Egyptians with the cobra. Okay. The cobra represents inner strength because you see how the cobra raises up from off his belly. For human beings, it's very difficult to do that, right? It takes some real inner strength, right? Real core strength to be able to lift yourself up, you know, without your hands, like the cobra does, right? So the cobra represents inner strength, right? The ancients was very impressed by how he was able to do this, right? So inner strength would probably come from your soul. I mean, we could debate that, but I think we all can agree inner strength is probably connected to your soul too, right? So yeah, the landlord. When Satan is your landlord, and guess who our character is, right? In this picture is my good buddy Jim Carrey, which is JC. JC is Jesus Christ initials too. So, and he's always in movies like this, right? Like the Truman Show, and he got other movies too. The ruler of this realm, they call him Satan, but many names, right? The devil, Satan. You got Yadaboth, right? Uh, some people just call him the demiurge. All right. Why am I saying he? I'm acting like the Christians. He. Well, the lesser of gods, from my studies, is the male who rules this earth, and we call him Satan, Lucifer. It's got a lot of Baphomet. There's a lot of names to describe this energy, right? The ruler of this realm. Now, the ruler of this realm, what are you gonna do with your paper money? Not a damn thing. That ain't what he want. Oh yeah, Baal, right? You see the kids being given to Baal, right? Because The ancients looked at this place like assimilation, right? The being comes into the assimilation to this realm to have a human experience, right? We keep combining the two. These are two different. These are two different entities. The soul is a totally different entity than the human body. Your human body, you could have been anybody, really. Let me show you right here. Earth, Wind, and Fire showed us this, right? Because somebody asked me a long time ago, well, what do you think God looked like? I'm like, God looked like a big ball of light. And then he laughed, so, but I'm about to show you. Hold on, man. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Well, I'm saying Earth, Planet. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Yeah. There we go. We dancing in September, baby. Yeah. Dancing in September. Now they got a famous album poster, right? To show it to you. Here it go, right here. Check this out. Now, this big ball of light, that's the real you. You could have been any of these motherfuckers. Because these is the clones. The clones, you can also call them the clowns, right? A clown suit is not the real person. The real person is at the center, right? This big ball of light. Now, these people having problems with light, right? Understanding what light is, but they know, they just don't want to tell us, right? They know light is information, right? And they know in order to get to the kingdom of heaven, one would have to get light. I hope I said that right. I hope that sounded right. In order to get to the kingdom of heaven, one would have to get light. Now, it is confusing because it's like, they talk about this light, right? Even in the Bible says, if thy eye be single, the body will fill with light, right? Information. But there's another light dealing with weight. Like you could be heavy, right? Or you could be light. This realm that we in is the heaviest realm. That's why everything physical, hard, you know. This is the heaviest realm. That's why we on the ground. In order to get to the kingdom of heaven, one would have to get light, right? And I talked about the soul weighing 33 grams, right? A soul that weighs 33 grams is probably too heavy to get to the kingdom of heaven. Right, and there go that number 33 again. All right. But like I said, the real you, the being, they describe it as a ball of light, right? Like just like in church, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. That's the light that they talk about. The light that's inside of you, right? Like this movie. If I just type out the glow, will it pop up? If I type last, it's gonna definitely pop up. There we go. The glow, right? This is the most famous line in the movie. One of them. When he catches his hand and says, I am, right? When he says I am, that's actually the being, right? The glow talking. Because I could say I am, I am Leo. So I'm not really Leo. So I'm the I am, right? And there's even a Bible verse. People get confused about this too. Moses and the I am, right? I am that I am. So Moses asked God's name. God told him I am that I am. So when he went down to the Hebrews and had to tell them, they're like, you know, who gave you the laws? And he gives the name. He's saying the I am gave it to me. So it's you. It's you. At the end of the day, it's you. The higher self is you. I tell people to do this little trick. I say, can you say the word peach in your head? And then they do. And I'm like, is that the same voice that you hear when you're talking to God? And they're like, oh, shit, this dude is, I got to get away from this guy. All right. But yeah, the I am could have been any, you know, your outside appearance really don't matter. They're trying to, we enter this simulation And assimilation is to make you a better being at the end of the day, right? And then in the word being is the word be. So we all kind of connected like the bees, right? To the source power, which the source power would be, this guy right here, man. Unc 607. He said the name, and I'm like, I wanted him to be wrong so bad, but it was pretty good, man. He pretty know his stuff. Unc 607. God is a woman. Her name is Sophia. Y'all can go check it out. Cam Capone News goes off on Trust One. He got a lot going on, so it's gonna be hard to find. I can't even find it, but I ain't even looking for it really. But yeah, 607. He was the one that dropped the name of Sophia, and that would be the Great Mother. All right, but we've been dealing with the demiurge, the landlord, the one who gives out your suit, right? So you could play the game. The demiurge is the host of the game. All right. How many of y'all play Call of Duty? All right. In Call of Duty, in order to play online, right, you need a host. And the host is the ghost. I'm glad they put that up there like that. In Call of Duty, you be waiting in the lobby. There's a guy who's the host of the whole lobby. Your host is your ghost. Okay? Hopefully this is making sense. I'm kind of just doing this on the spot. I'm feeling good today. So your host is your ghost. Wait a minute, let me show you. Let's go right back here. Okay, so you get the corpse. The corpse is not the ghost. The corpse is not the host. All right. But Earth, Wind, and Fire showed us the ghost, the host, the Holy Ghost. All right. Now, the ghosts connect to the serpent because the serpent ain't got no feet. And guess what? Ghosts don't need it. Ghosts don't need it. And I know a lot of, I probably got a few Christians like, no, we don't like the serpent. We don't like the serpent. It's like, okay, I get that. I get that. But all around the world, spirituality, that green snake, just like Osiris is green, just like the lady in Wicked, the Wicked Witch of the East, she's green. They don't want your soul to escape this place, this realm, right? Remember Truman? Truman, he got out. At the end of the movie, Truman got out. All right, there go JC again. All right, remember the movie? They wanted to keep him dumb. They wanted to keep him dumb down, but he started awakening. He got little clues, right? And so the landlord, he don't leave clues. The landlord is in your face. The landlord is constantly on your ass. What they call the devil, what they call Satan. I mean, most of us try to ignore it, but that motherfucker's always around. That motherfucker's always doing shit. Try to better yourself. Obstacle. You gotta fight through it though. You gotta fight through it though. But the demiurge wants you heavy. The demiurge wants you fat, let's just say. He wants you indulging in all kind of stuff that will keep you trapped in this world. He wants you to think this is real and not assimilation. This is the demiurge star, right? Because we all stars, right? You could be a movie star, you could be a mute rock star. You could be a rap star. You could be an instructor star. There's all kind of stars. We're all stars, right? If you got a soul, if and you can tell if you got a soul if you have dreams. If you have dreams, then you got a soul. But I do believe there's people on this realm that are just NPCs and they don't have souls and they're having trouble connected to the source energy. All right. They are having trouble connected to the source energy, the soul, the bafflement. It's trying to keep you trapped and not, what is it? It's like the video game. You ain't really supposed to see your face. If it went for mirrors, maybe you could look at the water and see your face, but that'd be very hard to do too. You know, you ain't even really supposed to see your face. This is Call of Duty, right? This is a third-person shooter right here. We just ain't got no. We ain't running around with no AR-15s in our hands. The ghost, the host, right? Now the corporation gets the corpse back at the end, and then it goes, back to the ground. But reincarnation could take place if you don't get done what you need to get done, or if you don't defeat the game, right? Like the movie said, get out. But they're gonna try to keep you locked into your lower self, right? This is the base. This is the floor. This is where your soles or your feet go. They want to keep you here. They want to keep you thinking about the physical. Now let me show you the devil star, right? Like I said, we all stars. You used to make a back in the day. Is this the thing about this pagan thing too? All right, what's the name of the store called, bro? It's called a pentagram. Now let me show you the wrong one. I'm gonna show you the it's very petty, but okay. That's the good star. That's the good pentagram. This one right here is the bad one. And it's just turned slightly. Well, if you see it turned slightly like this, that's the bad one. You see it turned like this, that's the bad one. But you see it upright like this, that's the good one. Now, why is that? Now look at it. Look at the star. These are physical elements, right? Elements. El is another. I should have put him up there too. There's another ancient god too. All right. That's why when they get put on the money in God we trust, you gotta ask which God, right? Because it's on the money. Mine is one EY, right? It's just missing one E. Just put the E on there. It's mine eye, the single eye. All right. But when they say in God we trust, the God is the money. Money is the God. Because there's so much trust in that piece of paper. Because if we all trusted in the Chinese yen, guess what? That would be the God. But we don't trust the Chinese yen. We trust, the paper money and the digital money. And then we hope that it's going to be in there. And, we get to pay our bills and stuff on time and stuff like that. But so, yeah, 4 elements, right? L was a God and ment is mental. So that's the mind. All right. So this is the physical elements. When it's right side up, the spirit is above all. But when you turn it like this, you keep in mind this, right? They're going to point the spirit down and the physical elements are going to be above the spirit. That's backwards, right? These people do stuff in reverse, right? And you got to ask yourself, why do you know it's in reverse? It's because, not too long ago, maybe 30 years ago, maybe 25, I don't know how old you are, for me, 40 years ago, you came directly from heaven. to hell to get the keys to heaven. Oh, and there go with the circle too. Pentagram, pentacle. Yeah, the ancients would make a circle and put a star in there, and they would either, cast a spell, put a curse on somebody, something like that. That was called paganism back in the day. But to me, pagan just mean country folk, people who didn't live in the city, right? And so the people who did live in the city, they got indoctrinated and put up city etymology. And it says originally denoting a town and often used as a Latin equivalent of a borough, right? The term was later applied to the more important English boroughs. The connection between city and cathedral grew up under the Norman kings. See, you had to have a cathedral to be considered a city, right? Now, early 1800s, most of the indigenous people of this country was living in the South. Because of jobs coming along, they started to want to move up north to the cities. So they went from the rural South, which to me, pagan just mean rural or country folk, to the cities where they got indoctrinated. Now, yeah, we're at where we're at, right? Like I said, I believe they're moving us towards slavery, right? I believe they're dumbing us down to enslave us. You know, the connection between the city and you had to have a cathedral in your city to be considered a city or a town, or it could be a walled off town would be considered a city too, right? With a fortress or a castle or something like that. But yeah, they wanted to move. Like I said, we was all pagan, bro. Before colonization, everybody was pagan, bro. And they trying to make it out to be like they say Christmas is pagan. All right, yeah, Christmas is pagan. It's to honor the North Pole. I remember one brother got mad at me because I was like, "Happy Thanksgiving." Like, let you celebrate Thanksgiving. I'm like, well, every tribe and every culture had a harvest day. You gotta eat, right? We do. Technology is the worst thing for spirituality. I wish I could find this video, bro. Dang, man. It's like because of the city lights, right? We can't see all the stars because we live in the city. The city light is blocking out the stars. And I got to thinking about that and how the Catholic Church just loved the sun, right? They just love the sun. And when the sun out, you can't see the stars. And if you're in the city, you can't see most of the stars. So that's taking away that connection. All right. Like I said, we all stars, right? You might be an instructor or you might be a rock star, rap star. Everybody's a star. The only beings on this earth that stare at the stars at night and the moon at night is human beings. There is a connection there, right? And I believe the invention of cities was to take away that connection, to the heavens, to the heavens. I'm trying to see if we can see. I want to show you because, bro, it'd be so much movement at night when you can see it without the city lights. Man, them stars be moving all over the place, bro. They be shooting up. It's crazy. I don't even know how we can stars in the sky. I guess. I don't know. Matter of fact, maybe I can real quick, yeah, real quick. Well, I'm gonna close out here in hot second. Yeah, one hot second. I gotta show you the stars, man, because that's another thing that we just
say, man, I don't give a fuck.
You gotta keep pushing, bro. Shout out to Bun B. Uh,
About the feds, DEA, ATF, task force, jump out boys, and your local.
Bun B said, man, I'm on this show today, baby. Uh, the stars, man. I was very fascinated by this, man. Look, it's just fake, bro. Damn. And that's all they gonna show you, bro. Okay. They say this is your reality.
The sun races through the galaxy, pulling every planet along. And the stars appear to move in the very same direction. But do they really follow the sun's path? In reality, every star has its own motion. Some fall behind, others rush forward. And over time,
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it. I had a good video. Let me try one more thing. Let's go history. Let's go stars. Maybe. Nothing, y'all. Nothing. That's crazy. Oh, I did it wrong. Okay, hold on. Let me double back. Maybe night. I forget what it was called, bro. The sky sure was busy tonight. Okay, here we go, right here. Now I don't know what the hell that is. But let's go back to the beginning. It was like I don't know what that is. Shooting the somebody says, what's Elon Musk? Elon Musk got something called Starlink or something like this. Somebody said that's Starlink. I don't know. I doubt it. But you can see, and it looked like if you take a microscope and put it in a petri dish, it's kind of like what you see. I could be wrong about that. It's been a long time since I looked in the microscope at a petri dish, but yeah, I mean, bruh, just pointed the infrared 4K at it, and he's not nowhere near a city, and he can see all these. He can see clear. All right, so that just gives you a different perspective, and a look at this. Like, why would they? Like the beef is with the soul, and the beef is with country folk. Right? The beef is with the soul, and the beef is with country folk. I believe they came over here and they saw us over here straight meditating. And it was like, yeah, we gotta, we gotta give them a different type of religion, bro. We got to. We cannot have this. We cannot have this. I had something with Selena too, man. San Antonio. I said something about this earlier about how San Antonio loved Selena. I didn't realize that, and so her father passed away uh, the day that the San Antonio Spurs beat the best team in basketball, which is the Oklahoma City Thunder. All right, and I thought that was kind of interesting, man. That I didn't really all these is in San Antonio. These murals of Selena, the beautiful Selena. And so rest in peace to her father. And man, we're gonna ride up out of here, man. Hit the like button, comment, subscribe. We up out of here. Peace, 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 bro. Peace, Teo.